Because these I can just do with conquest CVs. And because I'm the Duke of Holland, I can now have vassal counts, which means I can grow my nation a lot bigger than I could initially. I do need to be aware of the fact that Mordred Mordredson is a complete dunce. He's got high diplomacy, so he should be able to mitigate some of the downsides, but the fact he's craven is going to really piss off other Vikings. And he's going to be terrible at fighting, so I really do need to grow the realm as quickly as I can now. Maybe if he goes raiding himself, he'll get rid of Craven? It's possible. Is she one of the Unifier characters? Yeah, I suspect so. I suspect that this... So, with the settings of Shattered World, you can select how many Great Conquerors are in the game. We chose 4. So, I suspect that Count Demuth the Boar is one of them, and that Queen Sveta the Wolf is one of them. In fact, Sveta the Wolf is a Bloodlines. This is one of the new things. Bloodlines. If you are a character who does something really, really impressive, then you get a bloodline. Then all of your descendants will get these abilities. Whether these evolve over time, I don't know. I suspect they will, and I think that bloodlines can intermingle as well to create new bloodlines or modified bloodlines. I don't know how exactly that works, but there is something there. So, if you are a descendant of the Carnuva family, or a direct descendant of Sveta, then you gain monthly prestige plus 0.25. All of your vassals like you more because you're famous. Personal combat goes up by plus 10, and you can periodically attract great warriors if you are orthodox. A great conqueror of fame and legend with sword in hand, she would let no one stand in her way. It's the same thing as this guy in Venice has. He is also a great bloodline. I don't think we've forged one yet, no. We will, at some point, I hope. So yeah, bloodlines are new. The modular religions are new, so if we click over here to preview the system, you can now choose the aspects when you reform your religion. So because we're Germanics, we can reform into Reformed Germanics, and then you can choose like the different tenets, the different nature, the different doctrines of your religion, which is pretty sweet. They did change the general UI, so the UI of characters has not changed since the game was released. They just kept on adding more and more and more stuff, and it came very cluttered. So they have tidied this up a lot, and it's made it just a lot easier to navigate around, which is very much appreciated. That's pretty cool. They've added new societies. So, for example, we are a member of the Wolf Warriors at the moment. The Norse have, I think, 3 of them. Wolf Warriors, Eagle Warriors, and Bear Warriors. Not sure that the others have appeared yet, but yeah, those are available. And I think every single religion in the game, the vanilla religions in the game, have societies now. Am I playing modded? UI looks amazingly better. Nope, this is just vanilla Holy Fury, which is the new DLC, which is out on Tuesday. And it is a huge DLC. Like, I'm just touching on the new stuff they add. The new counties, like we saw here, the Isle of Wight has been added, and I think Wales has been broken up a bit. Talked about Shattered World. There's also Random World, which is a really interesting idea. Basically, it generates the world plausibly. So instead of just playing on a normal world, you can play on a random world where the counts, the dukes, the kingdoms, the empires are all like... It generates a history and then assigns the titles and things based on that history. There's a mod out which does that, but they've basically made that an official feature. So, for example, the Holy Roman Empire in the test game that I ran was not in Germany, it was instead in Spain. So we had the Holy Hispanic Empire over here. And then the really cool thing from that is the Reconquista was still ongoing and the Muslims won. They inherited or took the Holy Roman Empire's title and it became the Holy Islamic Empire. So you just get really cool things like that happening. The Holy Islamic Empire was through playing, not part of the Random Worlds generation, but you can get all kinds of things like that. Another cool thing about the Random Worlds generation is it randomly generates the religions as well. So the religions use the same modular system that the Reformation uses. So there's no more Catholicism, there's no more Germanics, there's no more Orthodoxy. Those are completely randomly generated with their own societies, with their own names, with their own principles and doctrines and natures and all of that stuff. Yeah, there's a lot going on there. And you can tweak the settings for all of this stuff, so you can choose if you want to have a lot of empires, if you want to have no empires, dukes, etc. One thing which I really wish was tweakable, and I hope that Paradox add this in the future, is increase the number of republics. I'd really like to see a game with lots and lots of republican action going on, but that didn't seem to be an option, unfortunately. Though that might happen if you have a lot of duchies, because republics are a ducal title. What else? Crusades have been overhauled. I think that's just for Catholics. In fact, someone in chat said it was just for Catholics. There's a lot more options, which is why I really do need to play a Catholic character at some point, but it's not in the scope of this particular playthrough. But popes can set different requirements to join the Crusade. There can be different people in the Crusade, so you're not necessarily fighting to become the new Crusader Kingdom yourself. You can be fighting for individual characters. Like someone who has a claim to an area, rather than say, okay, we're going to fight the Crusade for Estonia, and me in Holland contribute the most, so suddenly it becomes Dutch. No. You can say, okay, this guy has a legit claim to Estonia, so we're going to fight to kick the infidels out of that area and make this guy the ruler of Estonia, and there are all kinds of different ways of manipulating that. Also, if you're a bisphoric or a republic, you don't need to contribute troops, you can contribute cash instead, and that provides a pot of funds which is divvied up depending on how much everyone participated. And the same with piety and prestige. So the more you participate doesn't necessarily mean the more land you get, it means the more piety, money and prestige you generate from successful completion. Or land, depending on the exact type of crusade. And there's a bunch of other things. I can't remember exactly what. And crikey, I've just seen that we have reached 100 viewers. That's the first time I've ever seen 100 viewers in one of my streams. Triple digits. That's amazing. That's absolutely amazing. What a way of celebrating a birthday. Yes! Milestone! Right, so let's get back into this. We are... You were saying that we were going to go after Osnabrück. Yeah, we could do. That was mostly just to take terrain. I need to stay focused because I want to reform the religion. And to do that, we would need to go through Cleves and through Berg. I think Cleve is going to be the next target. And the cool thing about that... Oh, no, I can't conquest anymore. Even though you're a not thingy. Tygon 3D, thank you very much for the Twitch Prime subscription. Welcome to the Mordlings. Ah, this is so cool, seeing so many new faces. This is amazing. This is so making my day. Huzzah! Pigan, thank you very much for the Twitch Prime sub as well. That is amazing. Wow. What a day. What a day. Oh, man. Alright. So I think because I'm now a duke, I cannot go after Cleve. No, it's because it's not coastal. I think it has to be coastal for me to declare a conquest CB. Yes, that's the way it works. Alright, so spreading inland is going to be more difficult. You can't just go along the rivers as I was kind of hoping you could. But we could do a border dispute. So we will lose 100 prestige. All landed characters of the religious group in the realm. Lose relations. We could do a forced vassalization. Here we go. And then just murder him. Oh, he's Norse. Oh, that's why it doesn't like us to go to Cleve. So even though the province is Catholic, he is Norse. So the Norse are in fact spreading. In fact, a lot of the Netherlands, north of the Rhine right now, is Norse. Oh, ruled by Norse characters, I should say. The territories themselves aren't, but they are ruled by Norse characters. We are still proselytizing. Egg, the blue shark, thank you very much for those bits. Happy birthday, appreciate that, thank you. Huzzah! Frogger Pirate also throwing in the subscription there. Thank you so much. 3 months now, that is awesome. I think that means that your Twitch chat icon has just changed as well. So you should have the blue horns. Yeah, I think you're onto Cyan. Yeah, you are. So there you go. So yeah, that's one of the things that's changed in this channel recently, is I finally got some new icons for subscribers. So as you show your loyalty to the Maudling cause, you get different colour horns and helmet. Because obviously Vikings had horned helmets. I mean, everyone knows that. It's just a good way of telling people apart. Right, and rewarding that loyalty, because it is something that should be rewarded, because you are just committing so much to the channel and letting me do this for a living, which is astonishing. Like, who would have thought 10 years ago you could play games for a living? I certainly wouldn't have. Huzzah, alles Gute, Mordred. Thank you, Dark Engineer. Right, we really do need to focus, Mordred. Focus! So many distractions. Awesome distractions, but distractions. So we could do the border dispute, or we could try and get a fabrication going. I do have a really good Chancellor. Let's do this legitimately, because then I'm not spending influence, and I'm not spending prestige, I'm not pissing people off. Since the duel, I've been practicing a bit with Torgil. The man did best me, and I was quick to ask for pointers. He seemed surprised at first, but today I'm proud to tell him he's a good teacher. And friend, I add. There is absolutely no shame in acknowledging a worthy opponent, or I will not withstand this mockery. No, definitely no shame in acknowledging a worthy opponent. That's how you learn, after all. And the army of Arnulf, right, because he is tribal, he has a tribal retinue. So another thing which has changed, which I'm kind of disappointed, I did not realise this before I started playing, otherwise I totally would have done it. And for the multiplayer I'll be doing on Tuesday, I will be doing this for sure, is if you are a tribal pagan, you don't just get random armies which appear just out of thin air. You actually get retinues, like you do later in the game, but those retinues are paid for by prestige. So the most prestigious you are, the better your retinues can become. Will I make a custom religion? If I'm able to reform the religion, yes, absolutely. Right, so we are fabricating a claim there. We could continue trying to just expand into like Brugge and Ghent. They are really wealthy provinces, like these two especially. What does your title is this? The Duchy of Flanders, and that would be a good second duchy. Gelre itself is in the Duchy of Gelre, which is all owned by Osnabrück. We could try to make her a vassal. We could also press de jure claims on Holland, which would get me West Friesland. And what's a bit of vassalization between friends? I mean, her relations with me are super high. They would suffer a little bit, but I'm not just outright taking it from her, I'm making her a vassal. She would be a very, very powerful vassal, which I would need to watch like a hawk. So when I declare war, I will lose prestige. And I want to do this while I have this guy in charge, because he is really good at the fighty stuff. She is also distracted with the war against the rebels. And this is not a fake nation, so the war would not end once the rebels have been defeated. This is a really good way of expanding our realm. And I really want a bloodline. I'll be honest, that's the main reason I'm doing this, is I really, really want that bloodline. We don't have a lot of money, so if things start going badly, I cannot hire mercenaries. You have a standing army of 600. That's going to mean that, yeah, all of the troops have already been summoned. Sod it. You only live once. Declare war. Force vassalization. Go. Sorry, buddy. You weren't buddy enough, buddy. Group. Am I wounded still? I'm still wounded. Shit. That's fine. I'm still going to lead the army myself. Torbjorn is going to lead the left flank. And do I really not have a right flank? I don't at the moment, but Tado, the mayor of... No. Solvi. Still kind of angry with me. But I'm going to make Solvi it, and I'm going to hopefully bribe you enough that you turn up for the fight. And I'm going to give you... Oh, you've already got honorary title. Hopefully Solvi turns up. Solvi's relation is 15. Yes, you're positive. And Torbjorn, I think, needs bribing again. He does. Right, so both of my commanders will show up. Over Isel is plains. And you know who's good at fighting on the plains? This guy! 1,200 men. We do have a river crossing. That's going to recur regardless. Oh, unless I came from Friesland. So how long is this siege going to go on for? Quite a while, because she's still sieging down these two. So you know what? We're going to go this way, this way, this way. We're going to meet in Friesland. Hail, warrior! It's come to our attention that your son Mordred remains outside of our fold. May we humbly urge you to talk him into becoming a member of the Wolf Warriors like his father. Oh yeah, absolutely. Accept the mission of recruit your child targeting Mordred Mordredson. To complete the mission, you need to right-click the portrait of your target and choose recruit them. If the initiation is successfully received renown... He's craven. He's probably not going to accept the initiation. Character is not busy fighting a war. So yeah, once the war is over, we'll need to get him in. Oh. 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 Yeah, well that portion of the army is dead. Right, I see the problem here. So I need to win this fight with a river crossing, so be it. But we will crush their forces. And then I need to take Osnabrück. Recently I've noticed the pitiful state of my wife, Duchess Assa, and I've just been informed that the cause of her aches and pains is the flu. Death and sickness awaits us all. Stop pestering me. That's not what I want to say. What? Only option. As if. Osnabrück's leader looks like a one-eyed Michael Jackson. She has the biggest resting bitch face I've ever seen in this game, and an eye patch, yes. She's not a legendary bloodline though, but she does still like us despite the fact I declared war on her. And hopefully because she really, really likes us, she'll also like the heir? Maybe? Possibly? It could happen, you never know. Oh, we've got the claim, I can't afford it. I'll let it go for now. Yeah, I'm not going to give you an order right now because I'm going to need you to keep improving relations. Did I already try the sway mechanic? Yes, I've been using it a lot. Sway and insult. Sway and antagonize. In fact, part of the reason that so many of my nobles are Norse right now is because I've been antagonizing their predecessors into accepting duels. Because you have to be a rival or a foe to duel them. It might also be the reason that I am considered merciless and ruthless right now. And is part of the reason that so many of my advisors hate my guts. Oh, ignore the tyrant. That's just because I didn't realise I didn't set one of the laws properly. It's because I don't have a court physician. Well, I tried to order a court physician. It was the most dodgy person ever. So I chose to pass. My troops ransacked the village of Osnabrück. They uncovered an interesting relic that Bilthild held hidden there. Wunderbar! The Iron Hand. So I now have an... Excuse me. Hand of an ancient warrior and an Iron Hand. Quality 2, personal combat plus 15. That's awesome. I guess I can't use both. Oh, this artifact will always be destroyed on death. That's a bit unfortunate. Wait, is she... She one-handed? I just nicked her hand. I totally just nicked her hand. That's... Wow. And she still likes me for it. That's amazing. I just stole her hand. How much more humiliating can you get? Oh man, that's incredible. I love it. Crusader Kings never change. Bishop Ireburn is clearly a slave of his own passion. It's only a matter of time before Odin rots his lustful limbs away. Should warn people about him before he drags somebody else into perdition. He is a most disgraceful bishop. And yes, Bishop Alban is furious. So, in fact, as you were asking about it, I am currently antagonizing the Bishop of Alban because he is the Bishop of Tholen, which is the province that I need, or the bisphoric that I need to take to reform the religion. And he is currently a Catholic, so I'm trying to provoke him into becoming a rival so that I can duel him and kill him. Will I have to deal with the rebels once I vassalize her? No, because she just gave up to them. Bugger. So we now have the Duchy of Friesland. No. Of Gelre? Hold on. Oh, no. That's not going to work for me. Damn, I should have killed the rebels first. And they were probably an army built of light infantry, which my heavy infantry would have demolished. The Battle of Holland. Oh no. One moment I'm shouting orders, surrounded by the clanging of swords and fighting around me. The next, everything goes dark as the world slips away from me. Are those concerned faces? Everything hurts. I just want to rest. I'm incapable. Oh shit. Duke Mordred of Holland receives a crushing blow to the head and shows no signs of waking. Asa is now the regent, and she is also ill, isn't she? Oh dear. Oh, she just has the flu. Yeah, that's better than incapable. Mayor Witter of Horn has been captured. He is a good Norseman, but he could also be sacrificed for the greater good. The greater good. The old world is healed. Old wound is healed, leaving a pretty grotesque scar behind. So I just got another wound, but I am still incapable. Personal combat minus 100. This is terrible. Oh, but we have just won the war. Offer peace. Oh. It just went down to 86. Oh, because I didn't pause. Whoops. Continue. They got immediately an uprising. They're fighting the uprising, so I don't need to. That's very nice of them. This means I'm going to have to mess around with all kinds of usurpations and things like that. I am the Count of Gelre. I am the rightful Duke of Gelre. Darn it. Alright, so we're enforcing demands. They become a vassal. Unfortunately, it's the kid who does not have the same relations with us. But we could manipulate them. So Osnabrück has now been done. And we actually have a direct border with Paderborn now, so that resolved all of the problems I was having. So, Overijssel. Well, first of all, we need to send the armies home. Which is going to suck, because my military... Actually, no, it didn't affect my military capacity that much. Freaky Z! CK2 always gets my ad bits. Thank you so much for that, Freaky. I appreciate it. Say to a man, can I give you a hand? Pick one. Friend, can you give me a hand? Would you give me your hand, my lady? You are my right-hand man. Can you bronze her hand and keep it as an artifact? I doubt it. Is that a thing that exists? No, you can just rename it. Requin, you might just be a bag of unresponsive meat, but you're a bag of meat with a title. God damn it. I have a really flashy title, which is more flashy than most titles. England still has not coalesced. Lausitz we've seen. Venice not changed. Spain still doing remarkably little, although they are still, I think, fighting the Ooh, no. Reconquistas mostly happened. Ooh. North Africa's Catholic too. That's interesting. And Ibadi is starting to spread. Oh yeah, my test game, Ibadi became the dominant Islamic faith, and Mir Faisite was really strong. Like, they took all of this. Well, not Arabia, but they took all of that. Africans still growing. Jains, Bon, Buddhists. Tengri. Tengri, I think, is actually losing some strength. Like I said before, Tengri was ridiculous. They took basically everything Slavic. You see here, Slavic was Tengri. I think all of the Orthodox as well. Right. So, Paderborn. Buddy. I can force your vassalization. Because you're a count. And an independent count. I think I need to do this. What kind of forces can you raise against me? 1,000? You've actually got a large army. Slightly alarming. Oh, and the Temple of Osnabrück is still independent. Well, there you go. Who's your liege? That guy. And I'm your liege, aren't I? Yeah. Oh, it's because that's a direct vassal, maybe? I don't know. Yeah, that's why. Because he owns both. And he hadn't given it to a lower vassal yet. I really, really, really need some more troops. Going after Paderborn would be nice. Plus he has the retinue of 300. He outnumbers me. He just flat out outnumbers me. Oh boy. Oh no, this is the last of the tea. It's the end of an era. The end of Mordred I and the end of the tea. Disappointed! Did the son ever join, by the way? Oh, I never asked him. And I can't ask him. Because I'm incapacitated. I think. Alright, so in Vlardingen, you've already got... No, you don't... Yes, you could... I need to build militia training grounds everywhere, is basically what I'm trying to say here. Also, I'm going to make you a commander. Because I need you to get good at fighting. You're a Viking, man! I'm going to raise the army. I'm going to raise the navy. And we're going to grab all of the navy in Holland. All of the army in Holland. There you go. And I am going to make some money. And hopefully some prestige. So Mordred II is going to take the flank. Solvi's going to take the other flank. You got married, right? Yeah. You have siblings but no kids. That's fine. Raiding on the ships over here. And these guys have recovered very nicely. Very, very nicely. Is my martial training troops? Yes, he is. At least he bloody well should be. Yep. Money, money, money. It's so funny in a Viking's world. Because it usually belongs to other people and then we steal it. Oh, there's nothing in Sussex. Nothing in Winchester. Nothing in the Isle of Wight. Ugh. This is appalling. Oh, there's a bit in Middlesex. We'll take that. Then Essex, Suffolk. Okay, so the East Coast is still pretty wealthy. It's just some other Vikings have clearly been looting the south.